Welcome to Point and Drink Adventure, a podcast where Pam and myself like to talk about all the things. Just things, all the things. Hi, Pam.
Hi, Michelle. How you doing?
I'm good. Do you realize what episode number this is?
I do. This is episode 20.
20! We're 20 years old, Pam. Oh, my God.
Yep. We're just turned 20. Can't
Yep.
even drink in the States yet.
Oh. Well, I don't like
shit.
it anymore. I don't like
That's
it anymore.
a problem. Yeah.
But yay, 20 episodes, Pam. Happy 20th anniversary or whatever we're calling this.
Happy anniversary, yes.
Well,
Podiversary.
Podiversary, yeah. I don't know what people call it. Who cares? Whatever. I feel like 20 is a good milestone. Although isn't it
Yeah.
like when you're married, like 25 is like silver or something? I don't know.
Oh, I have no idea what those are.
Okay.
I know it's like at the beginning it starts off with like paper. Or like
Ew, nobody wants
wood.
paper.
A book. They like
Just got married. Give me some. This is when you really want to spend money, when you've been married, like when you just get married, versus like years down the road when you don't give a shit anymore. So, but yay, here we are again post Halloween. So I feel like this is our Halloween episode because
This is our Halloween episode. Lots of spooky movies, some spooky games.
Yeah. Yep. So I'm probably going to title this the Halloween episode post Halloween or something stupid. But what are we drinking? Pam, show me what you're drinking.
I am drinking this lovely High Five.
High five. Have you ever had a high five before?
I had not ever had a High Five before, but it is delicious.
I was scrolling through my cocktail book, which is, I should show my cocktail book. Hold on. It's got like a lot of Post-it notes in it. Look at this thing. It's just soda. But this is the Cocktail Codex. I highly recommend this book if you're into cocktails. There's obviously, I love it because it's just nothing but freaking notes. But it's really good at telling you the composition of how a drink is made and the reasoning behind it and how you can play around with it. So this, as I was trolling through, because I don't want us to buy a ridiculous amount of alcohol because I already do that on my own. So I want us to try to reuse ingredients because that's what you should do when you have a bar. And so you mentioned you had gin and Aperol and lime. I feel like the fruit we're always going to get. Like that's a no problem. So this is gin, Aperol, simple syrup, lime juice, grapefruit juice. Am I missing one?
I think that's it. No, that's it.
That's it. It's like right there in front of me and I'm trying to remember it. All those ingredients shaken together and then that's it. And you get this delicious little peachy, it looks peachy, but I guess that is grapefruity
It looks
color.
it's a beautiful, beautiful color. Yeah. Your glass looks so small.
I know my glass, I changed up the glass today. It's kind of more of a coupe-ish shape to it. It's really an old lady glass, but I wanted a different shape rather than the usual martini glass or the coupe other coupe glass I have. So yeah, I love this. But I was trolling through my book and I tried this. I actually didn't have grapefruit juice. I had sparkling grapefruit and I tried it and I was like, oh my God, I have to get Pam to try this. So method to that madness. Why it's called a high five, I have no mother trucking idea. It just is. But we get to high five.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's delicious. I mean, I love gin. I love sour things. So yeah, the grapefruit and the lime in this are excellent. So yeah, it's just really good, tasty, easy to drink cocktail.
It's probably not the most fall-y cocktail, which is whatever.
No.
I don't care. Maybe we'll make hot toddies. Although I don't really like hot drinks. Do you like hot cocktails?
I'm not a huge fan of hot drinks, like mulled wines, not really my favorite thing.
Yeah, me either. So, okay, good. I can scratch those off the list because, I'm just not, I don't really like that kind of stuff either.
Unless it's like a fancy boozy coffee.
That's different though, because that's coffee.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, it's not so much a cocktail, but
Yeah, I just like make a coffee and put some like, I don't know, Kahlua or something, whatever, or some like coffee liqueur. Like that's delicious. That's fine, but not like, I don't know, cinnamon sticks and such when you start getting all crazy. I don't know. Blech.
yeah.
But yeah, so we're drinking High Fives. This is kind of a play on like a Hemingway daiquiri. If you're familiar with Hemingway daiquiri is pretty much replace the gin with rum. And then the Aperol with maraschino liqueur. And voila. So you have, it's pretty much the same thing, just a different variation, a different name. The joy of cocktails.
Interesting.
Just mix things together.
That one seems much more summery. Like this, I think, is a better fall cocktail than that would be.
Maybe it's the rum. Remember, rum really doesn't have like summer or fall aspects to it. But
yeah.
I've got a lot.
This is good.
I've got another one cooking over there, so let's get to it.
Me too.
All right, Pam, you go first. What have you been watching? Because, well, your list is huge. It's freaking
so many things.
So
I've watched
huge.
so many things.
So many things.
Oh my god. All right. So the first movie I watched since we recorded last was Climax, which I watched with Dylan. It's by the guy who directed Irreversible, Gaspar Noé. He's a French director, the one with Monica Bellucci, the like upsetting one.
Oh, that one, yes. I'm like, why do I know
yeah.
this movie? Because, yes, I remember you talking about it. Okay, so the same director. Oh,
same director. So this is a much newer movie, and it takes place in France, and it's this group of dancers who come together, and it starts off with sort of documentary style, like interviewing them all, talking about what they're hoping to get from this experience and all that. And then it gets to the movie, and it starts with this amazing, like, single take dance scene. Just everyone's dancing. Everyone in this movie is walking the duck. Makes me think, like, it's not hard to do at all. Everyone's fucking walking the duck. It's just like really, really good dancing, like crazy camera work, very impressive. And then after that, they're going to have this party, but someone spikes the sangria. And what commences is a very horrible trip for everyone involved.
Ooh, what did they spike it with? Did they say, or is it just like anonymous drug?
Possibly LSD, because they had been talking about LSD before. So yeah, so people react differently. Everyone gets really paranoid, trying to figure out who spiked it. People think they're dying. There's lots of screaming. There's violence. The camera's spinning around because he loves spinning that camera around.
Is it Michael Bay?
I think like the end of the movie, the camera is upside down. So yeah, he really likes his camera tricks. It was honestly a lot. Like it was got very stressful. The first one, Irreversible, started out extremely stressful and like got less as it went. This was the opposite, where it started off kind of nice and then just got more stressful as it went. But yeah, it was interesting. I don't think I'd watch it again, but it was the dancing at the beginning especially was really fun.
So the dancing makes it worth it. Then you're just going to be stressed the fuck out the rest of the movie.
Then you're just going to be stressed. Yeah. And just like screaming and flashing lights and it just kind of felt like what I assume a panic attack is like at the end of the movie. Just
wild. So if you ever want to feel a panic attack, watch Climax. Interesting.
Yes. What
Fun.
else? What have you watched?
I'm just gonna go straight down my list because this is probably the first one we watched right after our last recording. We watched this one together.
Yes, we did.
We watched Desperado with Antonio Banderas and Salma Hayek, which is a Robert Rodriguez. Is that his name? Robert Rodriguez? Something?
I think so.
Something Rodriguez? Something Rodriguez. I don't know if it's Robert is the first name. Whatever. So early 90s movie about, they don't even say his name, nameless dude who plays a guitar in a sort of mariachi band who's trying to kill the man who killed his family. And that's literally the story.
Yep, just pure revenge flick.
Pure revenge. He meets up with sexy Selma Hayek, which I have to admit, the introduction of Selma Hayek, she's just walking down the street and this car just gets into an accident because she's walking by. I was like, I want to cause cars to have accidents. God. She's so hot. Oh my God. But yeah, so we watched this movie together. It's a sexy, action-y, very simple movie, but I love it because it's hot. Antonio Banderas and Selma Hayek are super hot, and there's a sexy sex scene. And by the end of it, you figure out the twist. And I don't know if it's really a twist at that point, maybe. I guess. I don't know. If this was your first time watching it, did you think it was a twist?
Sort of.
Yeah?
Yeah.
A little? What do you think of it? I love this movie. What do you think of it?
I think it's good. I especially like the beginning. Who was it at the beginning? Steve Buscemi?
Yeah, Steve Buscemi.
Yeah, I like him telling the story about he goes into the bar. Like, I think that was actually my favorite part of the whole movie. But yeah, Antonio Banderas was hot. Selma Hayek was super hot, even though I think she's just like hotter now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was fun. It was very sort of stylish and sexy, and yeah, it was fun to watch.
It was a fun watch. It's a good mindless fun watch. Else have you been watching?
So there's been a lot of watch parties in the Discord because of Halloween. Johnny's been streaming a bunch of things. So he streamed, I think I've forgotten the first two movies from this, but I've got enough movies. Cabin in the Woods, which I've seen before many times, actually. But yeah, so I watched Cabin in the Woods, which is, I feel like, just as good as it was the first time I saw it. It's still very clever. I still really like how they deal with the characters and the sort of story of these shadowy, well, not so shadowy, they're just kind of like in the background doing things behind the scenes and making use of people, how they putting them in situations where, you know, they're probably going to die, like in a slasher movie. My one big complaint that I've always had about this movie is that I wish, because you see all of these monsters that could have possibly been the killers, and I feel like they picked the most boring one. Like, it couldn't have been mer people, or the little ballerina mouth girl, or, you know, the unicorn.
Yeah, why can't there be an evil unicorn? God.
I mean, there was a killer unicorn, but it could have been, you know, the killer the whole time.
Yeah, that's no fun. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, that at the end, whenever they're showing all the possible monsters and such, right? That's when you're talking about. It's been a while since I've seen this movie.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it might have been a little, I mean, because they're all basically taken from other movies, but like, it couldn't have been the Cenobite, like something, you know, just like kind of undead zombie inbred family, whatever. It's like
boring.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked Cabin in the Woods as well a lot whenever I first saw it. Although I'm terrible. I went into the movie knowing how it would end, so that's my bad. I shouldn't have done that.
Oh, okay.
I suck.
I mean, there's some good stuff in there. Like, I love, I love all the behind the scenes stuff. I love, spoiler here for old movie, but I love that Sigourney Weaver comes in at the end of the movie. As the one sort of in charge of everything. Yeah.
I love her.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great movie. Fun.
Yeah.
Surprising movie, especially for a mom, because I feel like you don't get really twists like that anymore, like surprising horror movies like that. So, yeah. Good job.
Yeah. So, I like that. I'll just talk about the other one we watched, the double feature, because it was like horror comedy was the theme. So, the other one we watched was Tucker and Dale versus Evil. Have you seen this one? No? So, this is about two sort of, you know, guys that are, you know, are kind of bumpkins. They've got southern accents. They drive a pickup truck. They're going to their place in the woods, and then there's a car full of young students who are out there, and all the students start dying, and it's just basically a take on, you know, them getting killed by these hillbillies, but the hillbillies aren't doing anything wrong. It's just the kids are dying because they're stupid, and they're so afraid of the hillbillies that they're getting themselves killed in other ways.
So like, oh my God, they stepped on a rake and they die from a rake, and they're like, it was them. Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. Like it starts off, and one of them kind of has a crush on this one girl, and she slips off a rock in the lake and falls in the lake, and she doesn't get up. So they go and they rescue her, but then one of them sees and like, oh my God, they're taking her away to their cabin. What are they going to do with her? So the friends feel like they need to rescue the girl, and they just keep getting themselves killed and just like working up this story about how these two guys are on a rampage murdering all the college kids.
I love that. Oh man, I'm bummed I missed that watch party. That's hilarious. That's a fun take. Like you could just see like the two bumpkins going like, what the fuck, kids? Come on.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, it was a fun one. I had watched that one a number of years ago, but only was like half paying attention. So now I was happy to see it again.
Yay. Awesome.
What else did we watch?
We watched, I think we watched this right after Desperado. I
think so, yeah.
Yeah. We watched Heathers. Yay. Winona Ryder. I guess we were on a Winona Ryder kick since we watched Mermaids. And probably need to watch more Cher, as always. But
yes.
But Heathers, I'd never seen Heathers before, which is a crime in itself. But Heathers is a fabulous 80s movie about teenagers who are manipulative bitches who really dig into peer pressure a lot, I feel like, and murder and being popular and having fabulous shoulder pads.
Yes. Oh my God, the shoulder pads.
And just trying to be the baddest bitches in school is really what it's about, but then end up like Winona Ryder just goes off the deep end because the boyfriend she's seeing, who is Christian Slater, who is just stupid hot, is just literally a psychopath.
Who's a psychopath, yeah.
A psychopath.
At first he's like, oh, he's just like a hot bad boy. Hot. And it's like, oh no, he's just a psychopath.
He's a literal psychopath. Yep. I mean, everyone is their own level of crazy in this movie, but Christian Slater is the epitome of crazy.
Yeah.
Lick it up, Becky. Lick it up. Oh my God, what's the line?
Gently with the chainsaw.
I love my gay dead son.
My son's a homosexual, and I love him. I love my dead gay son.
Yes.
So many good quotes in this movie. Oh my God.
Yeah. Very quotable. Very fashionable. Just, I really like that movie. It's just so dark, but so funny.
So dark. I wasn't realizing how dark it is and how many people actually die in it. Like these girls just like kill people, and I mean, it's Christian Slater who's killing people too. It's like just everybody dies. Not everybody, but everybody like there's so much death and killing. It's hilarious. What else have you been watching? More watch parties.
So the last watch party we did was another doubleheader, and the first one was Trick or Treat, which is an anthology horror that's, I think, 4 or 5 different stories that all sort of weave together. And I really liked this one. The different stories all had their positives and negatives, but overall I really liked pretty much all of them. I like how it started with just like a really quick, like almost like 5 minutes and it was done, and the first little story, and then going on to like some college girls who are out to apparently maybe get their friend laid for the first time, and another guy who's a serial killer secretly, and just kind of silly horror stuff.
Which one was your favorite?
I don't know. I really like the ending of the one with Sookie. Anna Paquin. I really like the end of that one.
Mm-hmm.
But I also like the one with the kids who were all getting the jack-o'-lanterns and collecting them. So, yeah. And they all had, a little sort of twist where the loser wins.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. I've seen this movie many times when we watched it together. And my favorite one is the Sookie one where all the college girls like, oh my God, this is my first time. I'm so nervous. And you're like, okay, what is this turning into? Are we vampires?
Yeah.
Are we zombies? What was going on? So that one's a fun one just because they're like, oh, boys, come play with us, boys. But yeah, I've seen this many, many times. The one main, like, the same main bad guy, the little creeper kid in the scarecrow-y outfit thing. I forget. Samheim or Sam, I think is his name. He's like toys now and such. Like,
oh really?
Yeah, he's like a iconic little bad Halloween dude, which is funny and cute, I think, especially for a modern movie.
So the other one we watched was Halloween 3, which is a definite departure from every single other Halloween.
I was not expecting that.
I was not expecting it either. I mean, it's called Halloween 3, Season of the Witch, and it doesn't have Michael Myers, right?
Yeah.
As the Halloween guy? Yeah, it doesn't have him. Or really witches?
No, why is it called Season of the Witch? There were zero witches. Unless they think that, the stones, what are those stones called in England? The big, stones because they gathered up the stones.
Stonehenge?
Unless they think Stonehenge is, related to witches. But I'm like, it's not.
I think that's druids, yeah. Yeah, so I liked it. It was fun with the silver shamrock, that commercial that played 47 times during the movie, and just getting all these kids to wear the masks and finding out nefarious things are happening. Was weird that what's his face, Tom something, was sleeping with that young woman, but whatever.
He's a 51-year-old man sleeping with a 22-year-old hot piece of ass. I'm like, oh my God, we're gonna fake we're married and just happen to fuck in the hotel room.
You won't rent a motel room to us if we're not married.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, maybe? I don't know. It was a small town in the middle of nowhere, but still, come on.
Yeah. But it was pretty fun. And it went some weird places in the end that I enjoyed. So
weird, wild times. Not definitely not what you expect from a Halloween movie. Not at all.
Yeah.
But I liked it.
Yeah, but it was fun too. Yeah.
Oh, what have I been watching? Insomnia. Have you seen Insomnia?
Yes.
Al Pacino, Robin Williams.
Yes.
Those two guys. I'm trying to think of somebody else in the movie. It's just those two guys.
I think I saw that maybe in theaters when it came out, so it's been a while. Yeah.
Did you know it's a Christopher Nolan movie?
Yes, I think I knew that.
I did not. When it starts off, you can tell I'm like, oh, this is a Christopher Nolan movie. You can really tell with the scenic big shots of Alaska. So anyways, this movie is about Al Pacino, who's a cop from LA, and he's sent on this mission, or he's sent on this assignment to go figure out a murder that happened in middle of nowhere, Alaska. And this is a small, very remote town. They have to get in there by sea airplane or something like that. And so a girl has been murdered, and it's not a mystery in terms of who the murderer is, because you find out within the first 20 or 30 minutes of the movie. It's but it's more or less figuring out, because Al Pacino has got some like sketchy things that's been going on. Like he's under investigation for a couple of things because he's doing like under the table cop things. And so they sent him here in order for them to do the investigation back in LA. And then things start to snowball in terms of like what happens. Like his partner gets killed, and then he's like, oh yeah, Robin Williams starts calling him and he's like, we need to work together with this because I know what you did, and he's trying to cover that up. But he's like, we can help each other. And then so it's really more a story about these two crazy characters and how this affects the town, as well as like Al Pacino apparently can't sleep, which is why it's called Insomnia, like through this whole thing. He looks sleepy in the beginning of the movie versus as the same amount as the end. So I'm like, he looks the same. So it's not like I see any difference there. But I thought it was a good movie. I thought it was very interesting. I really liked Robin Williams in it. Al Pacino plays himself, and which he always does. But I liked the different kind of story it was, as well as a departure from the usual for Christopher Nolan. And it was shot really well. It was really beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't remember it too much, but I remember there was that like little span of time where Robin Williams played bad guys, like in this and 1 Hour Photo, and it was just like such a departure from everything you think about him.
Yeah, same. Which was like, I mean, I get it. Maybe he just wanted to do something different. Like, got tired of doing the comedy thing. And like, I mean, Jim Carrey pretty much did that as well. He went on the drama route for a bit there, and then stopped pretty much almost acting until he did Sonic movies. So, but yeah, I definitely get it, and I think he did a good job. I mean, obviously, I like him in like Mrs. Doubtfire more, but
in the Birdcage.
Ooh, the Birdcage. God, I love the Birdcage. It's so good.
We need to watch the Birdcage since some people haven't seen it, but.
I know, right? That is a crime. A crime. Yeah. We need to watch it.
Maybe we'll talk about that next time.
We can, definitely. What else have you been watching? I don't know this next one.
So continuing on the horror train, I this week watched The Empty Man, which is a fairly new one. I think it's only a couple years old. And it's really interesting. First of all, it's really long, which when I saw it, I was like, 2 hours and 20 minutes for a horror movie? Who are you kidding? But actually really enjoyed it. It starts out... I really love the first 20 minutes of this movie. It's this two couples. They're out hiking in the Himalayas, possibly? Somewhere. There's out mountains. In the mountains. And one of them falls down this crevice, and so the other guy goes down to get him, and he just finds him sitting cross-legged, staring at this skeleton. And it's like a vaguely human skull, but then it's got like possibly wings off its back. It's got many, many, many fingers all crossed together. It's like very creepy, and he's just staring at this sort of like slightly whispering, mumbling. And so eventually they get him to come, and they take shelter in a cabin that they find, but they're sort of boxed in by the weather, and they can't get help, and things just start going weird, and it ends badly for everyone. And then it goes to a new place, and you're seeing this man. He's celebrating his birthday, and his neighbor's kid goes missing, and all the kids at school are talking about the empty man, and it's like this urban legend where if you go on this bridge and you blow in this bottle, you'll summon the empty man. And it's just kind of like a weird kind of cosmic horror thing where he's trying to figure out what's happening to these kids. They seem to be like trying to manifest things. Eventually it goes in like this cult direction. It was just pretty cool. Like it was shot beautifully, like had really good imagery, and it was pretty disturbing overall.
Wild. When was this movie made?
Maybe 2021,
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
like
So
it was-
recent,
yeah,
recent,
it's-
like within the
yeah,
past, like
it's-
5 or 7 years or something. It's not like 1992. Okay, cool.
No. It's definitely an older. 2020. Yeah. So, yeah, directed by David Pryor, and yeah, I thought it was really good.
Wild. That sounds so creepy. I'm digging. Should do it. I'll look it up to see if
Yeah.
it's streaming here somewhere in the States.
Yeah.
And I don't have VPN or thing.
It was
VPN
on
thing?
Disney Plus for me, so
Oh, I don't.
Hulu maybe.
Why would something like that be on Disney Plus?
I don't know because we don't have Hulu, so everything that's on Hulu there is on Disney Plus here for some reason.
Weird.
So it is weird. There's so much stuff on Disney Plus. It was like, really? Like, okay.
Cool Disney.
Yeah.
Would love for you to take this actual dark side, but that's probably not gonna happen. Cool. I will check that out then.
Yes. What else have you watched?
I watched So I Married an Axe Murderer. Have you seen this movie?
I have seen it.
I've never
I
seen
think
it.
maybe not since high school, but I have seen it.
Yeah, I've never seen this before, and so I was like, yeah, this is horror-y fun, right? Yeah, we're gonna do it. So Mike Myers plays a man who apparently lives in a fabulous apartment in San Francisco, but is actually just a fucking poet at a beatnik club. And they never say what his job is. All he does is just drive around and like goes check out chicks and does beatnik poetry. Of the same poem, by the way, the same like cadence.
I remember the poem. I don't remember the movie, but I remember the poem.
Woman!
She was a thief.
Woman!
Gotta believe. She stole my heart and my cat.
Woman! Whoa, man! Whoa, man! She was a thief, you gotta believe. She stole my heart and my cat.
Oh my god. So Mike Myers plays this beatnik poetry guy who can't seem to keep a girlfriend because he's always like thinking the worst. Like, oh, this girl sells like soup, so I'm gonna break up with her. Or, oh my god, she's a psychopathic killer. I need to break up with her, which is the premise of this story. He starts dating this wonderful woman who owns a butcher in San Francisco, who he regularly goes to and even helps behind the counter with just for funsies. And they start dating and everything is going fantabulous. But then all of a sudden he hears about a woman, a murderer who's on the loose, a serial killer who's killed husbands with an axe, and he thinks it's her just because of the little like things she said, like, oh, I lived in Atlantic City, and he's like one of the guys who died who lived in Atlantic City. I'm like, well, do you know how many fucking people live in Atlantic City?
Yeah.
Like, okay. And like, oh, I have a karate outfit hanging on my wall, and one of the guys was a Russian karate guy, and she knows Russian, so he starts like, oh my, suspecting that this woman is her, and so he starts they start having conflict of the relationship. Oh my God, you're crazy. And then him and his friends start digging into it and figuring out who the actual murderer is. Is it her? Is it somebody else? Is like everybody crazy? So it's a fun movie. Mike Myers is ridiculous. He plays the guy as well as his father, and who I think is just the precursor to Fat Bastard from Austin Powers, because he's a Scottish dude who loves haggis and just curses all the time. But I like this movie. It was fun. It was cute. It was very 80s, ridiculous. It really made me question what the hell these people do for a living, that they're affording these apartments. Like the apartment this woman lives in is this gorgeous loft with just stuff everywhere. Okay. They have this bathtub you step up into in the middle of a room with like a huge, like the size of my fucking apartment. Like, how do you have a bathtub that big in this? How do you afford that? I don't know. So, anyway, just that's totally off subject for that. But I really like this movie. It was fun.
Awesome. Yeah, it's been so long since I watched it.
Yeah, it's good. It's a good time. What else? Last two. What else have you been watching? I've seen both of these a lot.
So I watched Whiplash, which is a movie about drumming. There's, what's his name?
J.K. Simmons?
Andrew Neiman. Oh, no. The main character, this kid is at like the best music school in the country because he wants to be a drummer. And he doesn't just want to be a drummer. He wants to be like the best drummer there ever was. And he's hoping to catch the attention of J.K. Simmons, whose name is Fletcher, who is like a big band, like conductor, but also instructor of jazz music. And so if he does get his attention, and then the movie is about J.K. Simmons, his thought on like how you make a musical genius is just fucking abuse them until they get that good or quit, basically. So it's just the story of this kid trying to make it, trying to deal with this awful treatment that this teacher is giving him, and sort of how his story goes from there. And it was really good.
I love this movie. I relate to this movie a lot because of sports, and there's so many things like the way J.K. Simmons yells at him and pushes him to the limit really resonated with me, just because of sports, and that's how when you play like really competitive, they are just constantly yelling at you, and you have to overcome that and just either rise up to the occasion and or crumble, which many people crumble, or you know, I mean, there's many ways to deal with it, but just the whole yelling at you and throwing shit up against the wall, and I'm like, I've been there.
Yeah, he's just like playing drums until his hands are bleeding, like which I don't think it makes you a better drummer. I feel like it would make you a worse drummer, having bleeding hands, but what do I know? I'm not a drummer.
That is probably true. You probably don't want to like hurt yourself to that capacity where you're going to get arthritis in 2 years, but
yeah. Yeah, but it was good. It was very intense, and I liked it.
Yeah, I like that movie a lot. What's the last movie you watched?
So the last movie, so after we watched Addams Family Values, because Dylan had found out I'd never seen Underworld, and then told Johnny I'd never seen Underworld, so we watched Underworld immediately after you went to bed.
I went right to sleep too.
Yeah. So Underworld is this like vampires versus werewolf thing. Honestly, first of all, I don't like vampires with guns. I think that's stupid. Also, I don't know how you make leather-clad vampires and werewolves so boring. So boring. All the characters are boring. There's no chemistry between Kate Beckinsale and what's-his-face. Like, they're just like, they meet and they're like, we're in love now. It's like, really? Why? Why are you in love? I don't understand.
You know what I think is the best character in that movie? I think all the other movies are trash. This one's the best one by far. And this movie is and I think this movie became really popular because Kate Beckinsale is fucking gorgeous. And
I mean, she's beautiful, but she's so boring.
She's real boring, but she's fucking gorgeous, and she's pretty hot. She's like wielding around this leather-clad shit, spinning around and shit. But the best character in this whole fucking movie, Bill Nye. What is his name? Bill Nighy?
Bill Nye. Yeah.
Bill Nye. He's the best one.
Yeah. Yeah, he was all right, but
he's only in it for 2 minutes, but
yeah. Or he only looks like himself for 2 minutes. He also looks like a crinkly old vampire for a little bit, but yeah, I don't feel like I had been missing much my whole life by not watching Underworld.
No, you probably haven't. It's not like like I kind of associate this in the same level in terms of Blade. Like, have you seen Blade?
I've actually never seen Blade.
Oh, that's the one we have to watch too until you can compare, because I think this, like, they're kind of ridiculous vampire action-y, that same kind of vein. Although Blade I find way better because Wesley Snipes is very charismatic and fun. And I think the story is more interesting and the characters are more interesting in that one versus this. So
Yeah. Like, this very much was like, we watch The Matrix and we want to put vampires in them, but make them worse characters and make the story stupid.
we'll watch Blade. We will. We're going to watch it. If not right after, although we'll probably just go watch Jag after, but we'll watch Blade. It'll be a great day. I love Blade. Man. The best, the first. Ooh, I can't spoil it. Anyhow.
I want to watch those. I know that, like, Ryan Reynolds is in them later, and Jessica Biel. I watched some of Jessica Biel, like, breaking a camera, shooting an arrow at it, because she was really good at bow and arrow.
I didn't know that. I don't think I've seen
she was,
the
like,
second one.
Oh, okay. I think she was the third one. She was supposed to, like, shoot an arrow at the camera, and she literally hit the lens of the camera.
That's awesome. That's fucking badass.
Yeah, but I think, is that it for movies? Is it time for a refill?
It's time for a refill. I've been dying for a refill.
I know.
You better walk that dog.
Let's talk about video games. So, what have we been playing, Pam? Of course, you've always beat me because you actually finished games. I have just a list of failed games.
I added to your failed game list. So the first thing I finished was Riddle Corpses EX. I played this with Dylan. It's a co-op twin stick shooter. It's got nice pixel graphics. You play different characters and you just run around, you shoot zombies, you blow things up, you collect money, you get little power-ups, and then every time you die, you can use all the money you collected to, like, open new characters or level up the characters you're using, or maybe get extra weapons and things. So you have to, unless you're amazing, you have to, like, try the levels a few times and, like, keep leveling yourself up until you're strong enough where you can get to it. But it was really fun. It was, I really like twin stick shooters, just sort of nice, kind of mindless gameplay. You've got your main abilities, and then you can get usable items like stopping time or, like, screen clears, like a bullet hell shooter. And it was really fun. We played it for, I don't know, maybe 4 hours in total. But yeah, I really liked it. It's a good couch co-op game.
Well, that sounds fun. Why isn't this in 4-player co-op online?
Why isn't it in 4-player on? Yeah, I don't know. It's so hard to find.
I won't enjoy this game. God.
I know. You can never find, for some reason, like, shoot 'em ups and sort of, like, twin sticks. It's so hard to find something you can play online. Maybe just because the nature of them makes, like, lag really bad or something, but it just, I don't know.
That description made me so sad because, like, power-ups, level up, do they get cool abilities? I'm like, well, fuck off.
Yeah. Can open new characters to play with. Like, one character collects all the gold to them. One does double gold. One is just stronger generally. One has, like, a turret that goes around them. Like,
Oh, kind of
I
reminds
need
me.
more games like that.
Risk of Rain, the expansion is going to be on console soon. Isn't that going to get released soon?
Yeah, I think like the 12th or something. Yeah, this month.
Okay.
The expansion's going to come on console. Yes.
I don't know why that reminded me. That descriptor kind of reminded me of that. So I'm like, I'll just go through all the failed games right now since I'm just
all the
so
failed games.
Depressed. So Pam and I, actually 2 of these games are failures.
Yeah.
With the our online Wednesday co-op team.
Yeah, our Wednesday co-op.
So the first game is called Lost Space, which is, what do we call this? Like a kind of like a twin stick shooter-ish?
Yeah, it's kind of like a twin stick shooter as well, like a top-down action-y.
Tap-down action-y twin stick shooter. You're like these classes you can pick.
Objectives and quests.
Yeah, and you just run through
like-
these environments trying to complete objectives and shoot things that look exactly the same as the other things. And it was pretty boring.
Yeah.
I mean, it would have been fine if it was 5 hours long.
Yeah, it was okay. Like, I don't know, our first time we played, I was like, this is okay. But yeah, when we looked it up and it was like, this is 12 hours. Like, really? 12 hours of this?
No. It just felt it felt too fetch questy. It felt too much of the same. I didn't feel like there was much diversity in bad guys and environments. The environments all looked the same.
Yeah.
And I didn't feel like, I hated how I picked up my gun. I would level up my gun. But then, like, if I have my leveled up gun and I pick up another gun, I drop my gun. I'm like, I don't want to drop that gun.
Yeah.
Can I drop another thing I have? Like, come on.
It is one of those, like, there's too much loot in terms of guns and, like, your optional items. Like, some of the optional items are cool. Like, you can put down turrets and traps and things, but you can only carry so much. And I feel like too much stuff drops. Like, I just want, like, a shotgun. Automatic gun. Like, I don't need to be doing the Borderlands. Like, does this have +2 compared to what I have now? Like, fuck that. Like, just give me each different type of gun, and I can upgrade the one I want. Like, I don't need them dropping everywhere.
Yes, agreed. Yeah, I guess, and they're so negligible in terms of how much better they are.
Yeah.
Like, and their text is so tiny. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
I don't care. And
Yeah.
there's 4 of us playing, so I'm like, I don't want to sit here and going, no, I don't care.
No.
So we dropped off that. A second game we also played together that we also dropped off, which I was super excited for because we had done
was so excited.
so well with Warhammer Vermintide. We did Warhammer Darktide. God, this game. So this one is very different where your hub world, you have actual other multiplayer people in them, which is very weird.
Yeah.
So just like a bunch of randoms. Not even the people of the group that you're in with are in this hub world, which was strange.
I think eventually it got to that point, but before we went on our first mission, we were not anywhere around each other.
No. So we played this and we're not bad gamers. I feel like we're not. I mean, especially with like you
we've
and the
been
other
playing
two.
together for like 3 years. Like, we know how to, like, we're great at World War Z. Like, we know how to do a squad and shoot things. Like,
We did not complete one goddamn mission. We failed every single goddamn time. And what makes me even more sad is my sister was like, you didn't? I did. And I went, excuse you? One who does not play first-person shooters completed missions in this game, and we did not.
Really?
Maybe the ups. I bet you what it is like the scaling with having 4 players is so high that it's not balanced. Because I cannot believe my sister finishes a thing and I didn't. No.
yeah. Every time we would get to what I assume was the end, and there would just be this horde, and they would just murder us all at the same time. And
Yeah. It would be awful. And it just like, it took 30 minutes to get there. They were so long. And once you died, you got barely any experience. So you just have to keep you had to get up to like even level like 4 or something in order to actually get all access to all the things
do
in the
anything.
hub.
Like, there's all these shops and things, and it's like, nope, can't do this yet, can't do this yet, can't do this yet. And also, I felt like it was weird because it's a shooter, but I felt like just smacking things with, I don't know, whatever I had, a wrench or whatever, was like way better than my gun.
Agreed. And I don't like that. I want my shoddy. And I also didn't like how each level was randomized. So we couldn't go learn the level, figure out like, okay, if we failed, all right, this is what we're gonna do differently. Like, we're gonna troubleshoot and try different tactics. No, because that level's gone. We have to go do another.
Yeah, they're randomized
thing.
and timed. Like, there's a countdown on every single level, and it's a short countdown. It's like 10 minutes or something. So yeah, your level changes every time you play. It was just weird. And again, it wasn't really a campaign. It was just like, do these in increasing levels of this random thing. It's like, well, I don't want to.
No, we don't like that.
No.
We like campaign.
I refuse.
Yep, we refuse. So we did refuse, excuse me, and we stopped hardcore, and which is so sad because Vermintide was so good. It was so fun.
Yeah, Vermintide was fun. Like it had these like little missions, and each one, had a certain amount of stages in it, and you do it, and then you'd move on to the next, and then eventually you would be done the game, and then you'd play another game.
Play another game, and you upgraded your things, and it was nicely balanced.
Things and,
yes, we felt good.
You got items from doing the run, yeah.
So then you can get better. No.
No.
So Darktide was a bust. And then the last fall off one I had, which I fall off, but I'm falling off this. Lords of the Fallen. So I've been on my Dark Souls expedition. I completed all the Souls games, I think. I mean, mainline Souls games. And so the group wanted to do Lords of the Fallen, which is a Souls-like game that was just released this past year. And I think I'd mentioned in a podcast before, this is very angry Souls. It's very angry. Whereas like Dark Souls, it takes like methodical and tactical. Like I have a strategy to beat this boss or these hordes. This was, I'm going to throw 30 fucking zombies at your dumb ass or whatever monsters at you and hope you have a good time. And I'm like, no. I don't like 30 big things with 3 special zombies. I'm going to call them zombies. They're not zombies. Zombies coming at me. I'm like, the bosses were easier than some of the hordes. And I'm like, no, I don't like that. And I started a character who was like a Dexy archer person, and it wasn't that great. It didn't stick. Yeah, I know, shocking. But they didn't have a magey person, so I went with that. And so it was just fine. I don't know. I was just kind of going on the curtails of my co-op players. But we went in with the expectation that it was a 3-player co-op. It was only 2-player co-op. So one of us was always like, oh, and it was always one of them who was like, oh, I'm just happy to hang out. And I'm like, that fucking sucks. I'm sorry. That sucks. That sucks. It should be 3-player co-op. I thought this was going to be that. It's great that it's continuous co-op, so you can just pop in at any time. But I don't want one person sitting here hanging. Like, why can't it be 3? Fuck you, game. Fuck you, game.
Although Briz and Johnny seem to have a great time with it.
They loved it. They really like it. And I just think that it's just too angry. The balancing's really bad. I mean, I guess they've patched it some, so it's a little bit better. But I'm just like, come on. Like, some of these monsters are just like, I understand dying in Dark Souls.
Yeah.
I get it. But there are 30 of them. You know?
Yeah.
No. And I've got this much of a health bar. No. No. So.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah. But, not all Souls-like games are going to be like Souls. So I just want to go back to
That's
Bloodborne.
true.
Can I go back to Bloodborne? Pam, can you get I'm going to buy you a PS5 for Christmas, and so we can play Bloodborne. A real ugly PS5.
They announced the Slim, which is still fucking ugly.
It's still
big,
ugly.
But I don't know.
Okay, I'm done talking about games. Your turn.
All right. So, I played Killer Frequency, which is a really cool, really novel concept for a game. You are a radio DJ in a small town. Most of this game takes place in your DJ booth. So you've got your record, it's in the 80s. You got your records that you can play, you've got your phone, you can talk to your producer who's on the other side of the glass. Someone calls in early in the night, and it's the local 911 operator. And they're like, oh shit, the sheriff's dead. The second cop is on vacation. This third cop has been attacked. I need to take her to go and find help. Also, this serial killer from 30 years, I'm pretty sure, is back. You be 911 now while I take this cop and go get help.
Holy shit.
So, you are doing your DJ stuff, you're like, here's this new album I'm playing, here's this ad, but all the while people are calling you being like, oh, someone's trying to kill me, help. So you have to walk them through things. So you might have to occasionally leave to like go around the station to like pick up a fax from the machine or get something from someone else's desk. But mostly people are calling you being like, oh God, the killer's after me. What do I do? And you have to use the information that you have to like tell them what to do in order to survive.
Ooh, stressful.
It's really cool. Yeah. But it's at the same time, like it's not super scary. Like it's you know, just a little creepy occasionally, but kind of also comedic, but a really cool sort of like mashup of 80s slasher and you're a radio DJ. Like it was really neat.
That's fun. So it's kind of like I want to say like a point and click adventure sort of, like you just like figure out like by figuring out like what's going
so you're
on.
like walking around in first person, but you'll okay, so like one thing, someone calls you and they're like, I'm in the Halloween corn maze waiting for my girlfriend. Oh shit, someone's here with a chainsaw. Where do I go? And so you like walk through the station, you find a map of the corn maze and you put it down and he's like, I see this and this, and you're like, okay, go left now, because you have to like walk him through the maze. So
that's fun. Interesting. Very cool. I like that.
It was really neat. I for like a lot of October and like the end of September, I was having a really hard time like focusing on any game. I would start it and be like, this is boring. And start and be like, no, I hate this. And so this is like the game where I was like, oh yeah, I just want to keep playing this.
Nice. I love that feeling. I love it when you just like sitting there in boring ass meeting at work and like, God, I really want to go play that game right now.
Yeah. Man, I wish I was playing Killer Frequency. Yeah.
What else have you been playing?
So another one that I played a demo of a number of months back, it's called Slay the Princess. And this is a visual novel. So it's got this like beautiful kind of like charcoal / like pencil drawing artwork and 2 voice actors. One is the narrator and the various hero voices, and one is the princess. And so you go and you're in this forest and this guy's like, you're in a forest. You need to walk forward and go to the cabin and slay the princess in the cabin. If you don't slay the princess, the world is going to end. And so you're like, okay. So you have, you know, there's a ton of options. Like, slaying the princess seems bad. No, I don't want to do this. I'm leaving. Okay, let's go to the cabin. And as you go, you like make different decisions. So you get to the cabin and there's a knife. Do you pick up the knife? Or do you just go down into the basement without picking up the knife? And depending on your decisions, the princess who's chained in the basement responds differently to you. So like, if you don't bring the knife at first, she's a very like innocent, like, oh, have you come to save me? But if you bring the knife, she's like, oh, have you come to slay me? Fucking bring it. Like, so like there's a lot of difference. And so you resolve this first situation, whether you slay her or she slays you or you let her go. And then it kind of loops back because the world has ended and you're doing it again. And like, okay, you need to slay the princess. And based on your decisions on the first playthrough, it's like a completely different experience and a completely different princess who responds differently to you. So it's really cool. Like the princess voice actress has to do like so many different voices based on whether she's like an innocent princess or a romantic interest or a monster. Like, and then you get different voices as well. So you start off as just like the voice of the hero, but then you get like the contrarian voice or the cold voice or the romantic voice who's like, oh, we just need to kiss her. Let's just go and kiss the princess. Or the ones like, it doesn't matter. Nothing matters. Do what you will. Like, so yeah, this everything keeps changing and it keeps looping and it was really cool. I played a bunch of it on stream and then I finished it on my own and then I started a second playthrough just to see like what other iterations there were.
Fun. So did you slay the princess or did you smooch the princess?
I've done both at this point.
We smooch then slay.
Yeah. Slay then smooch is slightly more problematic, but
Yeah, I was watching you play this one a little bit on stream, and I was like, the art was really cool, and it seemed really interesting, the gameplay and such. So this game seems cool.
Yeah, it's definitely very cool. I know that like visual novels can get, a little bit repetitive or a little bit like, I wish I was doing something, but this is like very engaging, and the voice acting is so good, and like just seeing how it changes from run to run is really interesting.
Yay. Good. I'm so glad. My last game.
Yes.
Parasite Eve. Yay. So here's the problem. Here's the problem plan.
Oh.
Next time I come visit you, you're going to have to like lock up that Parasite Eve vinyl because because oh my god. Okay, so I started playing Parasite Eve because somehow by the miracle of technology or something, I was able to hook up my PlayStation 2 Slim to be able to stream it, which sometimes I have to fuss with for some odd particular reason. Like it doesn't work 100% all the time. Whatever, it works. So I'd never played Parasite Eve before because when I was younger, I remember it releasing and being like, oh, cool, Square Enix. Was it Square Enix or Squaresoft? Whatever it was.
Yeah. Whatever it was at the time. And
I
think it was Squaresoft at the time.
Yeah, Squaresoft. And I was like, cool. But, oh my God, this is a horror game. I don't do horror then. I was such a big baby. I was so scared. Oh my God, there's going to be like body horror stuff. So I never played it. Then I waited till I was... There is a lot of body horror. Waited till I was 38 years old, a big girl now. I'm a big girl. To play this. And oh my God, this game's amazing.
Yeah, it's so good.
It's so good. Oh my God. So you play Aya, who's this hot 20-something-year-old cop in New York City who's going out on a hot date or a date because she's bored and she's blonde and beautiful. And so she takes out this tool out to the date at the opera.
And fucking tool.
Oh my God. I don't want a guy. Get out of here now. Just a fucking tool. And the best fucking thing in the game is when she goes whack.
Shoulder checks him. Yeah.
The fucking best. And so shit hits
get
the
out
fan.
of here.
Yeah, get out. I don't need you here. He's like, oh my God, I don't want to die. I'm like, then you need to leave.
I don't even know how he didn't catch on fire. Why is this man not a pile of ash? I don't know.
He should have been a pile of ash. That would have been great. I would have loved to see him burn into flames. But everyone starts self-combusting or like whatever that word is.
Yeah. The beginning of that game is like my absolute favorite. You're just like watching this opera and it's just like close-ups of the opera singer's eyes and Aya's eyes, and it's just like, and then everyone just fucking bursts into flame.
It's so
people are falling off of balconies in flame. I love it. I love it so much.
It's so good. It's such a great introduction into the game. And then so Aya has to go figure out why the hell is everybody like bursting into flames at my date, who I've now just gut checked. And so she goes to get the fights Eve, who's talking about mitochondria. Everybody's got mitochondria in them. And so she's off on her little adventure to go fight Eve and beat the mitochondria all over New York City with her two buddies, Maida and, oh my God, the other guy, the big... Daniel. Yes, Daniel.
Her part, because they're cops, so they're her partner.
Her partner, yes. Big Daniel. And this game is great because I love how the battle system takes a different play on it. You don't just stay stagnant in a regular
it's not a turn-based like Final Fantasy. Yeah.
No.
I mean, it's got your like active time meter or whatever, but then you're like running around dodging attacks until it like fills and then you can shoot.
Yes.
Or use
and
powers.
Your dodge matters. how you
Yeah.
run matters so much. Because if you just stand there, you're just going to get owned.
Yeah.
Or if you don't run right, if you don't time your running around right, they're just going to hit you and just be like, oh,
Yeah.
fuck, now I got to use this, I got to use this. You have limited amount of inventory, which is
Yeah.
typical. But I loved the active time battle system with the incorporation of me having to run my happy butt around the stupid monsters. Like, that was a really great element. I'm so surprised they didn't include that in more games. Or maybe they did in the second one. I don't know.
I mean, maybe. I feel like that's kind of what they do with the Final Fantasy VII remake. Like, it's kind of similar-ish. Like, you know, you have to run around and like you have to wait for your meter to fill up while you run around. And
yeah, but I also feel like the dodging wasn't as significant in remake as it is in this.
Yeah,
like
okay.
the dodging, it really, like where I stood, especially in boss battles, like where I stood whenever the action of them was happening made a huge difference in terms of my success.
Yeah.
Because that last boss was a fucking bitch.
that last boss is so difficult. Jesus. The last boss, and then that fucking roof boss. It's not even the roof boss. It's what happens after the roof boss.
Dude. I have a clip on Instagram of me and we're like,
Yeah.
did I do this right? It'd be funny if this...
Where am I going? Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be funny if I just died here, right? And I died. I'm like, wait, now I have to do this all over again?
The whole fight over again. It's nonsense. Yeah.
Let me put my big girl pants on
But-
now and just fucking own
yeah.
this bitch. Oh, loved it. Soundtrack, amazing. I thought the graphics
Great
still hold
soundtrack.
really well. Like, it's, even though it's on my stupid PlayStation 2, through a retro tink up, slightly upscaled, it still looks great. So
Yeah, all of the like cutscenes are amazing. I feel like the character models in actual gameplay are a little like
blocky,
you know, not the best, but yeah.
blurry. Like you can't really tell, but yeah.
These weird, blocky, blurry things remind me of that Final Fantasy VIII meme where Renoa goes up to Squall and she's like, "You're the hottest boy here," and it's just like, yeah.
Yes. But I love this game. I want the vinyl now so bad. I'm gonna get it someday. Someday. I spent enough money on vinyl this month, but we'll get to. So someday I'll get it. What else have you been playing, Pam?
So the last thing that just came out, like Tuesday maybe,
wow.
is Jusant, which is the latest game from Don't Nod. And this is a game about climbing, which it's like this beautiful, like almost cel-shaded kind of look to it, and you're just this guy with this little blob creature as a little companion, and you're just climbing up this giant tower, and that's mostly what you're doing. Like, you find some, you know, notes and things around that sort of talk about the story, about how the rain has stopped and there's no more water and everyone is kind of leaving the area, but you're just climbing. So it's like got this cool control scheme. So like right trigger and left trigger are like your each arm, and then you do the stick to like go, you know, where you're gonna go, but you just climb. You can like jump to other holds. Your little creature who helps you can sing, and it can sometimes make certain plants sprout, and they'll make new holds for you. Eventually you get to a place where like there's wind, so the wind can help you ascend or go to the side or whatever. And it's just like this very kind of serene, relaxing game where you just fucking climb.
Oh, did it make you want to climb?
I mean, I always want to climb. Also, like, I think I climbed both days that I played this game. So yeah, it was nice. It has like really good music that like is dynamic and fits with the scene of anything that's going on. And yeah, it was just very very satisfying to play.
Oh, that's cute. I didn't realize it was a climbing game because people were talking about it in the Discord, and I was like, oh, it took like a couple hours to beat. It was beautiful. I was like,
Yeah.
I feel like I've seen this. It was probably during that like Xbox showcase or something, like one of those things.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Yeah.
Because it came out Game Pass day one. Have you played Shadow of the Colossus?
No, I haven't, but
Oh, okay.
I'm more familiar with how that game works. Yeah, like the
Yeah,
climbing
because
at
I
the
feel
top.
like the climbing is like that, so you have to like manage your stamina and like when to like, you know, hold on to things and when to keep climbing, and so I feel like it's like that, except you're not murdering large beautiful creatures, you're just climbing rocks. Like
Also real life, I have to manage my stamina when I climb and not try to muscle through it.
Exactly. That's the thing. I go climbing and I have this problem myself and like other people I've been climbing in class. It's like you gotta use your legs. You can't just fucking pull yourself up with your arms. You'll gas yourself. Like you can't do that.
I can't.
Use your legs. I mean, you can for a time.
I can do it once and then I'm done.
You can do it until you can't do it anymore. Yeah.
Oh.
I got a pull-up bar.
Yeah. Are you doing
Yeah.
pull-ups? Are you doing? How many can you do?
I can't do any pull-ups.
Oh. That's okay.
But I'm gonna try. I'm gonna learn. I'm gonna do it eventually.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Mhm.
I want a pull-up bar. My ceilings are too high for that, but that's fine. I guess just do my push-ups.
Yeah, but that's all the games. I don't have any pickups, but you have pickups.
I have pickups. Okay. So one of the things I actually list on here, it's not here. I gave it to my sister, so we'll forget about that one. It's the Pokemon one. We don't care about Pokemon because fuck Pokemon.
All right.
So all right. Have you ever played Mario is Missing?
I haven't played it. I've heard of it.
Mario.
Oh, that's so cute.
It's so
I love
cute.
that.
It's like a little travel bag with all the like little places and such. It's just plain black, so we're not super excited. But it's super cute.
Is Mario's missing like Carmen Sandiego or like?
Not as fun.
No, okay.
It's definitely a game I have a lot of nostalgia for because I had this on the Super Nintendo, and we had like the physical game, the box and everything. And you play as Luigi because Mario is missing and you have to go find him. But it's an educational game, so you have to go like figure out where he's at by figuring out facts about like the Golden Gate Bridge, which thing is true. Then you get that thing. Then you other things in San Francisco, like there was another tower or something. Once you clear that, you can get the key to get out of the town and go to another town to go look for Mario, and then just keep. It's an educational game. It's very boring.
Okay.
It's very like not gameplay-y at all. You just jump on Koopas until you get like the stupid thing you need, like the item.
Yeah.
And just figure out what the answers are to the questions, because that's really what it's all about. I never finished it as a kid, but the music has a lot of nostalgia for me because it's the Mario theme, but in different cadences and different themes. So there's like the Asian theme, and then there's the like hip San Francisco theme, or the Brazilian theme, or the Roman theme. So this has a bunch of really, it's almost the same song over and over again, but it's so cute, and I have so much nostalgia for it, and I loved it, so I had to have it. So
Awesome.
Mario's Missing, which is great. It's a game I actually played and I have a vinyl for, so we're proud of ourselves for that.
Excellent. Yes. I like that.
But Mama spent some money this past week. Mama was real bad.
I assumed so.
I'm real bad.
You posted and I was like, Jesus Christ, how much did that cost?
I'm bad. So there's a bootleg group I'm not a part of. If anybody wants to get me in this bootleg group, just saying.
I'm pretty sure rule 1 of bootleg group is you can't talk about bootleg.
I know it sucks.
Yeah.
Rule 1 of Fight Club: you cannot talk about Fight Club. But I got this off of another person in a Facebook group, and I got Final Fantasy Tactics.
That's amazing.
There are so many discs in this fucking thing. So many discs with some amazing artwork on each of these, are like different artworks and such for them. I just got the black one. There's either black or like clear like bone white, but I just got the black because that was available, and I'm fine with that. And then there's a happy little art book. So it has like a bunch of like art and stuff in it, and like story, like talking about each of the character classes and such. So it's amazing. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. The music of Final Fantasy Tactics may not be the absolute best music for Final Fantasy. I realize that. That's fine. It's not Final Fantasy VII. It's my favorite game. It's my fucking. This is it for me in terms of like holy grails, because this is my favorite fucking game. I've played this game on my phone twice. At least twice, and then on my iPad a couple times. So it just needs to be ported on my Switch or PlayStation 5, and I will sit there and play it again.
Yeah.
Or now I have my PlayStation 2 set up. We'll just play it on that.
Yeah, you would just play the original.
Although the original doesn't have like the cute scenes of the PSP version, but it doesn't have the slowdown. So that's nice, because there is slowdown with the PSP version. Anywho, that's just way too much information for all these versions that Michelle knows about. But yeah, Michelle spent a pretty penny on this bitch, but it's worth it. I don't care. I love it. I love Final Fantasy Tactics. I cannot. Someday, I know you're gonna play Final Fantasy Tactics.
I'm gonna play it
someday.
I'll finish Blood Open, and then I'll start Final Fantasy Tactics.
Yeah, and I'm going to be such a happy camper. And then what's going to happen is when you start it, I'm going to come visit, so I can just sit there and watch you play it. I just want to watch you play Tactics. And I'm like, I don't even care about playing. I just want to watch you play it, because I love this game so much. It's so good. Oh. So yeah, I got Final Fantasy Tactics.
Nice. That's a beautiful set too.
So nice. Yeah. I'm so happy. Did I spend too much money? Yes. But I didn't spend as much as what you see on eBay, so I'm fine with it.
All right, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, we're fine. Everything's fine. Everything is fine. It's not like Parasite Eve
good.
markup, where you see like Parasite Eve on eBay. It's like $2,000. I'm like, no.
Really?
Yeah, I looked it up on eBay.
Honestly, even like I got the original pressing, and it was still ridiculous. It was like $180. Like it was stupid for like, yeah, it was expensive to begin with. I remember like I was like, hey, I think Hades was the second one, which I know they've reprinted now, but like I got my Hades, like I got my pre-order, and immediately my friend actually got it so that I didn't have to pay $40 for shipping. But like immediately it was like, oh, this is worth $600 now.
Yep. That Parasite Eve on eBay is like, somebody had it priced at like $1,199, whatever $2,000 is. Like, what?
What? It's the worst thing about the Parasite Eve one. Like the music is amazing. I don't even like how they put together the box. Like I don't think it's well done.
Oh.
Yeah. Like, no, I don't like it. It's weird, and I don't like it. But you know, the music's good.
I'll have to might rethink my life there.
No, I mean you can look at it next time you're here, but like I don't. It's less nice than most of my vinyl, I feel.
Well, that's a shame.
Yeah, it is.
I do feel happy about this Final Fantasy Tactics one, at least. Like, I think like the quality of the book is good. The paper's real nice. It's in like this nice encasement thing. Like, so I don't feel bad about that, because I spent too much money. But it's fine.
Yeah, but it's good. It's your favorite game, and you know it's a nice set, and so it's fine. Treat yourself.
Treat yourself. Exactly. Sometimes you got to treat yourself and buy stupid things, which is.
I just bought 2 new pairs of running shoes as we go into winter. So whatever, it's fine.
Okay. It's fine.
Yeah.
No problem. Everything is fine. I feel like I'm always buying stupid games. Like anytime we're like, oh, but we should get this for our game group or something. I'm like, okay, bye. I'm like, I don't even care anymore. Like if it's a game we're gonna multiplayer, like bye.
I still need to buy Alan Wake. Somehow I still haven't bought Alan Wake 2, even though it's like my most anticipated game of the year.
I'm so surprised right now. You haven't started that
I
yet?
know.
Still? Wow.
I don't have it yet. Yeah, but I will. I will. I had a number of other things in progress, but yeah, I'll buy it eventually.
Well, that's a podcast. We're probably super long,
That is
but
a-
who cares?
Episode 20 in the bag.
Yes. Thank you all for listening. If you'd like to leave us a comment, please leave us a comment on our YouTube video, because I swear to God, I can't figure out what my login now is for like pointanddrinkadventure@gmail.com. And I can figure it out. I just refuse. I'm bored.
Yeah, don't email us. Just leave a comment.
Just leave a comment on YouTube. And we also have a subreddit, which is r/polymedia. If you want to check out fun things there, go do that. YouTube.
Yep, all the other podcasts there. And if you like what you heard here and want to check out some more fun podcasts, check out polymedianetwork.com. We have podcasts about indie games, about backlogs, about movies, about Goosebumps, about video game stories. Am I missing anything?
Probably not, but you know what we should add to the group? We should add a drag podcast, right?
A drag podcast.
I just thought of that now.
Let's take over from Alaska and Willem. Yes, drag recap podcast. But that doesn't exist yet. So I apologize.
No, we apologize ahead of time, but it's fine. But drink well, my friends. Have a love. We're gonna
Thanks
go refill.
for listening. See you next time. And watch drag.
Watch drag.